can. You're hearing me, right? Yes, I am.
Race chairman to grid.
Go for grid.
The 1-2 car from Atlantic is still wanting a hardship lap.
Not seeing him.
Yeah, they just started the car up. It'll be there in a couple of minutes.
So you want to hold the track event, guys, until he gets here?
No, I do not want to alter the schedule. If he gets there before their time is up, maybe you can let him out. But if it's too close, don't mess with the schedule.
Okay, because we're supposed to go on a board in like 1 minute. At 1:20, we're supposed to go on a board.
Well, it'd be up to you and the operating stewards to decide if you can sneak them out before they leave.
Okay. Grid to control. Go for race control. I thought we were going on a board at 1:20. Can you verify what we're doing? Yes, please give us a 5-minute board. Thank you. Race control to race chairman.
Chairman, go.
Can I have you run a radio out to turn 5, please?
Yes. It'll take me a minute, though.
Can you grab the radio from starter and replace starters after?
I have a radio ready to go. I just don't happen to be there.
Copy, thank you. We're going to send a tow truck instead. Grid control. Grid for control. Go for race control. The hardship has shown up. Can I send him out? No. Okay, I'm holding him. Okay, go ahead. Sorry, Grid, go ahead and release the hardship. Just be aware there is a tow going out. It's just going on course. Copy, thank you.
Yes, I think.
Okay, so now I can get you on.
Let's see. How are you?
Having recouped from Long Beach.
Good control. Shall we go on the three?
Not.
Okay, I'll get you.
Okay.
And there's a group here from Texas.
Oh.
They're running SRF and FM.
Okay.
They're doing a West Coast swing, and they are a wily bunch.
Oh boy.
I can send you one if you want something to talk about. They are.
Control
They're having margaritas tonight.
Oh jeez.
We're good.
They had margaritas last night.
Oh boy.
Can we get a board, please?
Oh boy.
Copy that. Race control to race, Chairman.
Chairman, go.
What is your current location?
I have my radio and headset in my truck at grid, but I think they're going to have a problem with the radio that emergency gave them.
Yeah, it's a cool track. Actually, it's a lot like
It's not set up for a headset.
tiny and family-ish and very chill, like extremely chill.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
Nice.
Yeah, all good.
We were watching the weather. We were here, but I was like, ooh.
If weather could have been a lot worse.
Control grid,
Could
one
have
and
been a
release.
lot worse.
Yeah, so.
We were
Copy, one release.
Cool. Wow. Cool. Only really fast, but cool. Okay, we got about 20 minutes to go.
Yeah.
I have a whole race.
And a whole session to relax, kick back, you know,
Put my foot on.
put your feet up.
My ankle's hurting.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Too much Long Beach.
Ah.
Oh no, it's been hurting since our 75th anniversary party.
Oh no.
We were cleaning up, and someone folded a chair,
Yeah.
one of these, and picked it up to talk to me, and somehow swung around, and the chair came flying and hit me like right between.
Right on the bone.
Hard on course.
Oh my god, I was like, ah! Tony's like, oh no,
sorry.
I'm so sorry, and it swelled up, and it's been hurting since. So I'm like, maybe I should grab the check.
Maybe you should. It's been that long.
Yeah, it's been broken before. Or sprained.
All right.
Maybe you should sit right here. You get a nice breeze right
I
here.
know. I wish I could.
I know.
I need a fan.
There's an air conditioning in the garage to plug in. I could bring it. Yeah, I can ask Dan if he has
If
time.
Dan has time, I would absolutely take it.
I don't know where Dan is. The both trucks are here. Weren't they calling for someone to take a
Race
radio?
control to
They
race,
took it out
Chairman.
with a tow truck. So.
Chairman, go.
Dan's upstairs.
Both of the radios past turn 5 have headsets, so they are good with what they have for the rest of the day.
Thank you very much.
hooking you up, dude.
All right.
Yeah, because I brought it from home. It's when Tracy's mom-ish, her mom's best friend.
Okay.
When her parents passed away,
Right.
they were cleaning out the thing, and they had this window air conditioner, and it said, and Darlene's like, anything in here is fair game. So we took the air conditioner home.
Will it fit in my window though? Because my window slides right and left.
No, it will not. But it'll fit right here.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's I used it in my garage. You know, so it's like, so I'll go get it for you.
All right. Thank you.
Dude, they left you three. They
Yeah,
took
they
your
took
tape,
my-
but they
yeah.
left you 3 pods.
Fuckers.
That's
It's so wrong.
wrong.
Kick a guy right in the nuts. Announce to race control.
Go for race control.
I have a camera in turn 9 that needs about 30 seconds of low. If I can go out counter race after this, I can get it done in the 5 minutes. If that's possible, if not, I'm okay with that.
I'm checking your back in just a moment.
Repeat, please.
We're checking on that right now.
Thank you.
Control to number.
Go ahead.
Carrying weight control worker brake.
It can.
Copy, thank you.
This is worker services. Can Brian give instructions to Mr. Schreier? Is it turn 9 and pointed in the right direction?
No, it's a little complicated. It requires a series of button presses. Attention to the paddock, attention to the paddock. Group 2 cars to the grid for your race. Group 2 cars to the grid for your race. stream all of the races here that we do, and I've got 7 cameras today around the racetrack, and they all head off to a server in Washington D.C. and then I bring them back in here. I switch all the cameras, I talk over it, try to sound intelligent while I'm doing it, and try to make sure I'm following the action at the same time, which can be fun and exciting. But and then I do the Inside the SCCA podcast, which is on every week or most every weeks, talking about all the stuff that goes on with the club.
have a Y? Yes. Yes, so he changed wheels and tires because he had a shake problem earlier. He requested to go before lunch, but he had to work on the car and wasn't ready. So this is for the same thing, but there's something else going on that he might need another hardship later. Ready to release the hardship. Oh, well, okay. There's still cars on track. Advise him not to overlap. Overtake. Copy. The last mark in 3. You can release the hardship. He's ready. Hold on. No worries. And can we get a 5-minute board, please? Copy 5.
Check, check. Check, check, 1, 2, 1, 2. Checkity, check, check, 1, 2, 1, 2. Oh, shit.
Yes, we're on a 5. I didn't call it. Control the grade 3-day board, please. Great copy.
There you go.
Any thoughts on where the condensation might go?
In the tray? So this is actually coming in.
Yeah. I feel the.
So yeah, the only thing I can do is like put something behind it to make it blow down a little bit more.
I think it's all right at the moment.
Yeah. But, yeah, it's moving air at least.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens.
Okay. Hope it doesn't blow the breaker over there.
We'll find out.
Yeah.
Cars on course. Cars on course. Cars on course.
Yeah, because I run it in my garage.
Okay.
And then when they made the question and answer box,
All right. All right. Well, I have to get to work. I have to get to work. Here we go. Thank you. Hello and welcome to Buttonwillow Raceway Park for our divisional races here on this beautiful Saturday afternoon. A little toasty right now, 86 degrees, going up to 91 degrees today. A nice cool day tomorrow. We're only going to get to 80. Anyway, we're in beautiful Kern County, California here, and we are underway on our first pace lap of the weekend here. We've had practice and qualifying this morning. And we are getting ready to get our first race underway. This is Formula F's Spec Racer Fords here, and there might be a Formula V stuffed in the field here. Let's go through our starting lineup. On the last row, Mark Edwards and Jerry Anderson will be starting on our ninth row. On row 8, it's James Schubert and Thomas Kopitnik. Row number 7 is Brad Gordana and Preston Lerner. Row number 6, we have Ashley Oakes and Paul Miranda. Row number 5, Jay Rosenthal and Wayne Smith. Row number 4, Brian Schubert and Mark Ballingy, followed by Mike Miserandino and Robert Edmondson in row number 3. Row number 2 is Andy Pedersen and Edward Gunther. And your pole-sitting front row, Eric Polson on the pole, Stuart Patterson on the outside of row number 1. Oh, we've got one camera that's left us so far today, so that one's been coming in and out. But we'll see if we can get that to come back to us today. We've got our races today are going to be 25 minutes in length. Let me double check that. Now that I've said it, want to make sure I'm right. Yes, 25-minute races today. So looking forward to that. And pace car I'm hearing is on pit lane, so we should be seeing our Formula Fs come onto our front straight here any minute. And there they are on the front straight. We'll see if we get a green flag from our starter, and it's way off in the center. I can see the flag waving right now. We are green here at Buttonwillow for our first race of the afternoon. I'm Brian Belansky, and we've got some great coverage. Of course, our coverage brought to you by our good friends at Porterfield Racing Brake Pads. Here comes our Formula Fs out of our first corner of the weekend. We're here on the circuit at Buttonwillow in the middle of our second year of racing here at the circuit. Now let's go catch our start for Spec Racer Fords. Green flag is in the air for them, and they'll be coming right at us. Down here onto turn number 1. It's a nice big sweeping right-hander. Look at that, 3-4 wide all the way back through the field there. Looks like nice, clean exit of turn number 1. Ooh, a car that went a little slow through there. Everyone's checking up but getting around them. No issues at all there. We'll see them come up over the hill. They'll sneak behind our scoring pylon at the top of the hill and then come right back to us here in turn number 3. Turn 4, way off there in the distance. You can see them coming out of turn 4 down the second to longest straightaway here, maybe the third longest straightaway. 3 decent side straights. This one here coming into turn number 5. Then a short little shoot up the hill going into turn number 6. Oh, car slides off, hits another car. Big contact in turn number 6. Looks like one of those cars put a wheel off, and once they put a wheel off, they just were shot across the racetrack, and the black car, whichever race car that was, really had no place to go. Looks like we're going to end up probably having to go full course here, full course yellow here. Here comes our Fords now through turn 2 for the second time today. Waiting for word from race control to see what the plan is here for these cars.
both still there. Here come our Fords now down towards turn 7. If we do get a full course yellow, we'll probably come out here once they come onto our main straight here. Off to an early lead, Stuart Patterson with Eric Polson right behind him. Polson catching right up to the rear tailpipe on that Formula F. Both those cars up front. One of them is a Honda powered. The Polson car is a Honda powered car. That's why we call them Formula Fs now. Safety crews have reached the scene there. And there they go through our viewpoint there. Third place is Andy Patterson. Then we've got Edward Gunther in fourth, I should say. Followed by, there's Gunther, I believe. And then we should also be able to pick up our Spec Racer Fords. Here they come. Spec Racer Fords here. Spec Racer Fords, your leader right now is Robert Edmondson, followed by Mark Ballingy. Then Mike Miserandino in third. Brian Schubert's in fourth. Ashley Oakes is in fifth. Spec Racer Ford's already picking up on some of the slower. We can see now getting all of the drivers out of those cars. Everybody seems to be okay. Cars, maybe not so much, but the drivers are all out. Getting together with our course truck there. We'll get that thing cleared. Looks like they're going to work this under a local yellow situation here. We are 6 minutes into our 25-minute races. Comes our second course truck. Good news with these Spec Racer Fords, they do have a roll hoop, so they can catch both of these cars with the hook and pick them up pretty quickly and get them out of the way, so we don't have to do anything special here. We don't need a rollback for these particular cars. One of the best safety crews here in the SCCA working out here at Buttonwillow. All of our crews volunteer here at Buttonwillow Raceway Park. If you want to get involved, go to calclub.com. You could be one of those folks on the emergency truck helping those drivers and getting those cars cleaned up. Guessing that is the driver of the red car because they're going to take his car in first. And there it is, up in the air. We'll go catch up some of the other racing here. There's Mark Edwards going through turn 3. We'll catch him up in a second. Here comes more of our Spec Racer Fords here. Already moving their way through the slower Formula Fs. A well-prepared Formula F is typically faster, there's Mark Edwards, than the... let's see here. where are we going? Are typically faster than the Spec Racer Fords. That's why they got the split start out front. But some of these Spec Racer Fords are really well driven and well put together. And sometimes they catch these slower Formula Fs here. Wide-ranging cars in Formula F. If you take a look at our field today, we've got everything from 84 Swift is, I think, our oldest one, all the way up to 2014 Piper. So wide range of cars here. Here comes our Formula Fs. That is our lead pack of Formula Fs. That was Mike Miserandino and Mark Ballingy right there coming through with Brian Schubert right behind them. Oops. Here comes that Spec Racer Ford field down into turn 5. You can see that first car is off and away, and now they're putting the second car up on the track truck there. And there is our first car being pulled around. Timer's counting up for us today, so about 10 minutes into our 25-minute session. I think what they're going to do is pull this car off here and leave it in the center. There's a way to cut through to the main straight, but this is a nice safe spot where they're going to tuck this car in and let these racers race here. Probably park it either, yeah, they might leave it right behind our scoring pylon. At some point, we'll get a second car up there as well. There's also a way to go into pit lane from there if they can get a nice break in traffic. Right now, your top 5 in Formula F. Let me pull that up for you here. Let me see. Can I sort this by class? I don't think I can at this point. Top 5 right now in Formula F is Stuart Patterson, Eric Poulsen, Andy Patterson, followed by Edward Gunther, and a little further down the field is Wayne Smith. Your top 5 in Spec Racer Ford. Your leader is Robert Edmondson. Brian Schubert's moved himself into second in class, 6th overall, followed by Mark Ballingy and Mike Miserandino. Ashley Oakes then would be in 5th place there. Stuart Patterson just clicked the line here. Be coming into our view in just a minute. He has a gap over the second place car of about 0.4 of a second. So there they are, right on top of each other there. And there is the third place car of Andy Patterson just a little further back. They're going around Mark Edwards there. And there is Patterson and Poulsen. Then we've got Patterson and Gunther and Edwards. And then right next car up here is Edward Gunther right there, the white car. Next car coming at us should be Robert Edmondson in the number 22 Spec Racer Ford right there. And he has a pretty decent gap of 5 seconds over the 9 car of Brian Schubert. Here he comes at us. And then another 5-second gap back. There should be a yellow car coming into our view here. That would be Mark Ballingy, but I don't see him just yet. We'll figure out where he's at. As you can see, the scene clear here. So drivers have nothing to worry about in that particular shot. And there is the track truck. It's going to probably do the same little maneuver here and duck off. Cars will get around him nice and easy. He'll probably duck off right behind our scoring pylon as well. And there they are. Very nice. Great job by the Cal Club emergency crew. Thank you very much. Looking a little further down the running order, we're at the halfway point. Let's do a full field rundown at the halfway point. Let's start with our Formula F. Stuart Patterson, your race leader overall, as well as your leader in Formula F. Eric Poulsen's in second, Andy Patterson in third, followed by Edward Gunther in fourth. Then we have Wayne Smith in fifth, Jerry Anderson in sixth, and there you go there. Mark Edwards, our only Formula V today. Now looking at our Spec Racer Ford field. Robert Edmondson, your race leader, followed by Brian Schubert, Mark Ballingy. Then Mike Miserandino, Ashley B. Oakes. Then we have Paul Miranda, Preston Lerner, James Schubert, Thomas Kopitnik, Jay Rosenthal, and let's see here. Yes, Jay Rosenthal actually and Brad Gorodana have not turned a lap so far in this race. That group that just went through our picture there. I'm pretty certain that's the Ballingy, Miserandino, and Ashley B. Oakes battle here. Actually, I think that is the Brian Schubert, Mark Ballingy, Mike Miserandino battle. Then a little further gap back to. There you go. Under 10 minutes to go in this race. Going back, we had a little bit of an incident earlier in this race between turn 5 and turn 6. Car put their wheel off, and I think the two cars involved there were the Jay Rosenthal, Brad Gorodano two cars. Both those cars had turn laps in qualifying, and they did not complete lap number 1. So that would be my guess there. Good news, both drivers fine, and cars are heading back on the hook. They'll see if they can get it back together. These Spec Racer Fords are built really, really tough. So my guess is that they'll get those things put back together and back out there tomorrow without any issues. So almost coming up on 5 minutes to go here. No real changes. Patterson, Poulsen, Patterson, that's your top 3 in Formula F. Then you've got Edmondson, Schubert, and Ballingy, your top 3 in Spec Racer Ford. See if I can find that Patterson and Poulsen battle. Stuart Patterson, Eric Poulsen, they have opened up a bit of a lead, about a second over Andy Patterson. Let's see, I'm going to do a little camera surfing here, see if I can find our Spec Racer Ford crew. or our Formula F crew here. Don't think that's them. There's Mark Edwards. There is, so that is your top 5 right there in Spec Racer Ford. That was Schubert, Ballingy, Miserandino, and it looks like now Paul Miranda is that 4th car in line there. This car right out front, that is the Robert Edmondson. That's your leader in Spec Racer Ford. It's the first of 6 races today. First of 5 races. First of 5 races today. Up next, we've got our GT cars, Touring 1, 2, A Sedan. Bunch of good cars in that group. Let's see who actually showed up. Let's see, a couple GTX cars, a GT2 car, a couple of SP cars. So, yep, all that's coming up next. Full field of SCCA racing this afternoon. Coming up on 3.5 minutes to go right now. Patterson, Polson, Patterson, your top 3 in Formula F still. Gunther is in 4th. Your top 5 in Spec Racer Ford. Robert Edmondson, Brian Schubert, Mark Ballingy, Mike Miserandino, and Paul Miranda. That's how they stack up right now. Coming up on the 3-minute mark to go here in this race. Everything's pretty much stabilized here as we get to our closing laps here. We haven't had a whole lot of changes. As we wind down our final 2.5 minutes here. Formula Ford, been a class in SCCA for many, many decades, based on the 1.6-liter Ford motors. Also introduced in the last few years the 1.5-liter Honda Fit motors. That's why we changed it from calling it Formula Ford to now Formula F. because it's not just Fords. The Honda Fit motors. An answer to some difficulties in getting parts for the older Formula Ford 1600 motors. Not always the easiest. The Honda Fit obviously plentiful in motors and parts, and it done a really good job being able to match the performance between the two power plants. And of course, Spec Racer Ford 3, that's based on the 1.6 liter Ford motor out of a Focus. So cool to see those cars always whenever they're out here. If you're watching at home, jump in the chat. Talk to me. Tell me who you're rooting for. Drop me some insight. I refer to the people in our chat as our associate producers. It's always good to have them give in. A lot of times oftentimes they know more or better information than I have. So, minute left on the clock. Next time by, we should be getting our white flag. Let's see, is that the information I'm getting from Race Control? I believe so. Here comes a gaggle of Spec Racer Fords. Now things are getting a little serious out there. Mark Ballingee's wanting to get around Brian Schubert here on these closing laps, trying to get the second spot on the podium. Does not look like either of them have the legs to get up to Robert Edmondson, who's a little further ahead in first place. Gap now between first and second in Formula F. Still pretty close, 0.4 of a second. See if I can pick them up here. See, am I seeing the white flag? It does look like the white flag is being waved there. So once they pop into our view here, this might be them. Nope, it is not. 2 Formula Fs. Checkered flag is in the air. They're for our race leaders. Here they come right into our living room. Your race winner is right there. That is Stuart Patterson with the win. Second place is going to be Eric Poulsen, followed by Andy Peterson, Edward Gunther. Robert Edmondson will be your race leader in Spec Racer Ford. Looks like Brian Schubert was able to hold on for second in Spec Racer Ford. Followed by Mark Ballingee, Mike Miserandino, and Paul Miranda. We'll take a break. When we come back, race number 2 of the day still ahead. Stay with us, everybody. Oops. Wrong button. Welcome back to Buttonwillow Raceway Park. Race 2 underway, or almost underway, getting underway now. We have our pace lap, which is underway. Let's go through our starting lineup. Starting on row number 5 in the T2 car, it is Parker Kelly. That is a Ford Mustang. On row number 4 is going to be 2 SP cars. Ryan Rossiter is in a Mini Cooper, along with Andrew Chinichi in a Mini Cooper as well. Row number 3, we've got a GTX car of Mose Koper in the Porsche Cayman. Also Christopher Qualls in an A sedan car on the outside of row number 3. Row number 2, we have Tommaso Sandretto. He is in a Porsche GT4 car in GTX, along with Joshua Pitt in his SP Chevy Camaro. And then your front row, we've got Cole Gamma in a Ligier. That is the car that looks like a prototype. It is a Ligier JSP 320. I believe that is an LMP3 car. Let's see if my camera is working at the moment at turn 9. I think we'll see when it comes around the corner here. I hope. Yep, there they are. We'll see how long. This camera's been going in and out today. 87 degrees are now going up to 90. Cameras don't love the heat sometimes. So, but we'll keep looking, and if it's there and it's working, great. So if I pop up a black camera, that's because it's sometimes working. So there's that Ligier right there. That beautiful black and yellow machine. And then next to him is Ben Valentine and his Dodge Challenger. That car has been fun to watch over the last couple of years out here. Here they come onto the front straight. We'll see the green flag in the air potentially here. And there it is. Green flag flies as we get race number 2 underway. Also 25 minutes here. Taking the early lead, it looks like it is the Ligier of Ben Valentine, followed by Cole Gamma. And in the GTX, followed by Ben Valentine. Then we're going to have Joshua Pitt, it looks like. Let's see where it is when they come down the hill here. Get a better look. There is Gamma in the Ligier. Then we've got Valentine in the Challenger. Then we've got this is Thomas Sandretto in that Porsche, followed by the Chevy Camaro, Joshua Pitt. They all come through. Those are 2 minis of Rossiter and Chinichi. There they come. The fast cars flying down this back straight. There's 3 straightaways here. This is the second one, if you consider the main straight, the front straight, the first one. And then, as I come up over the hill from turn 6, love this camera angle, kind of coming right into your living room. And then this is the second, I think this is probably the 3rd longest straightaway. But it's downhill down here towards turn 7. And then they come here for a short straight to turn 9. Look at how fast that Ligier is. It is in a class of its own. GTX kind of a catch-all class for cars that really don't have a good place to play here. We, of course, do our best to give everybody a place to come out and have fun with us. I tell you, that Ligier sounds awesome, too. I think that has I believe that has a small block Chevy in it, in the Ligier. Could be wrong. Ben Valentine in the Challenger. Cole Gamma dropping laps of 120.09, a 904. I have the track records here. Let's see how close to that is. It's a little hot today for a track record. GTX, the track record is a 149. Wow. Well, there we go. I don't know what Rob Scholl was driving, but he got the track record of 149.596. But Cole Gamma just blew that out of the water and then some with a 140.904 in that Ligier. That Ligier, of course, got a ton of power, plus buckets full of downforce with that big rear wing, an arrow in the front. A little bit of everything there. Oh, there's my camera locked up, of course. We'll catch him coming up there. So there's that. Let's see if any of the other laps here. GT2 right now, our track record coming in today is a 1:43.5. And Valentine's got a 1:52. Yeah, these are not temperatures conducive for dropping track records today. But that GTX is so far ahead of all the other cars in performance and possibilities there. So, and there it is. Yeah, car's fast in a straight line and handles like a dream. That's a pretty deadly combination. Colt Gamma out of Valley Springs, California. Joshua Pitt in the blue Camaro. Right behind him is Mose Cowper in that Porsche. Oops, let's go catch them as they come down. So coming out of 3 is an uphill into a right-hander and then right back down a short little hill down here to turn number 5. Surprisingly how much elevation change we've been able to work into this racetrack here. About halfway through its second season now. So lots of rubber now on the racetrack. It's starting to weather in a little bit. Now is the character building stage of a racetrack, as I like to call it. Let's see who else. I think it'll be Gamma coming through our view again, and he just actually dropped the track record yet again. Now it's a 1:38.389. There is Ben Valentine coming through. GTX track record just keeps dropping and dropping and dropping. Nice wispy clouds here on a beautiful Saturday afternoon. A little toasty, but otherwise fine. Of course, I've raced out here in warmer temperatures, but this is when we start. This is when we start kind of really testing these machines and how long the tires can go, and you know, whether the preparations for cool weather work in warm weather and warm temperatures. One thing we really can't test here is humidity. We don't get much of that. While it is technically a dry heat, it don't make it any less hotter. It is still pretty toasty. Got a couple different spec lines of Porsches in today's races. We've got the Porsche GT4 RS. That's what Tommaso Sandretto is driving. And then Mose Cowper is in the 981 Cayman. And I don't know if in the other racing world those falls into Porsche Cup cars, which spec they are. But talk to Porsche owners, they'll tell you they love driving them. Clock's counting up for us today to 25 minutes. There is Cole Gamma's really slacking. He only drove a 1:39.7 last time by. Of course, want to take an opportunity to thank our good friends at Porterfield Racing Brakes. Without them, this live stream would not get to happen. And we appreciate all that they do for us. Let's see here. If you're looking for stuff for your car, your street car, or your race car, of course, Racing Brakes is in the name. But they have braking pads and shoes if you've got old car. They have a lot of stuff. They stock all of it. They also make custom brakes. If you send them your braking plates, they can often put some make brake pads out of those. And they have been supporter of Cal Club forever. It feels like Andy Porterfield, one of the Cal Club legends. He left us a while back. But our race at the top of the year, early in the year, is the Andy Porterfield Memorial Races. So, yeah, definitely one of those folks and one of those families just really, really good for the club and big, big supporters. Gamma back down to the 138s last lap, but not a track record this time. He's got that firmly sealed up. And probably for a good long time, I got to tell you. Keep checking that camera because every once in a while it's up and working. There is the Corvette. And when that car comes by, it sounds spectacular. Big old American V8 power. There are our two minis fighting it out. Duking it out in SP. They're going to have to keep an eye on things because they got faster cars coming. And here they come. Joshua Pitt gets through them, and there comes that Ligier. I'm sure it's going to get through just fine. One of the things when you're driving a very a slower car from a slower class with a car as fast as that GTX, you become hyper aware of your surroundings to make sure when the leader comes, you're not going to get in the way. Two reasons. One, you don't want to mess up their race, but also you don't want to mess up your race. So that's where having radios is really helpful whenever you have them. Interesting that Ben Valentine, one of the faster cars, also Joshua Pitt, often one of the faster cars out here, and Gamma just runs them down without any issues. Puts the whole field a lap down now. couple more cars. Ligier here. Now, Cole Gamma is about to lap the field a second time here. Coming down a couple corners in front of him is Ben Valentine. It won't be long before the Ligier gets around that car as well. I mean, it's lapping at 12 seconds a lap faster. So there's Valentine coming into our view. Right off in the distance, you can see Cole Gamma once again. Just an impressive drive. Now, I also need to keep in mind that Gamma is not in the same class as Valentine. But there are a couple of other GTX cars. Sometimes it's hard to compare those GTX cars, though, amongst each other, because, like I said, it's kind of a catch-all class. Really kind of hard to balance the power, balance the performance in those classes. Valentine's coming up on a bit of a slower car, and there is the Ligier right there in our view. Might even get him here going in before turn 7. They're going to be right up on those minis before you know it. All right, back here live at Buttonwillow, coming up on about 5 minutes to go here. Well, 6 minutes to go. 7 minutes to go. I have to say, I really miss the down counting clock here. It makes me do math, which is not my strongest subject here, especially when I'm trying to press buttons and talk at the same time. Now I'm trying to walk, talk, and chew gum at the same time here. For those of you at home who might not know, not only do I talk here, I'm also the guy pressing the buttons and the guy who's talking and working on the cameras and all the other stuff that goes along with that. So, yeah, if things kind of get behind, please forgive me. We do the best that we can here. So, but we're here bringing you all the action from the circuit at Buttonwillow. Ben Valentine going through our field division right now. He is in the Dodge Challenger GT2 car. He is, I think he's the only GT2 we have here this weekend. Got a couple GTXs, couple SPs. Got Christopher Qualls out there in his SP. Actually, he did not make it out for the race, so he did qualify this morning, though. There's our two minis believe that Mini just signaled his intention to make a pass as he came around. That might be a perma blinker here. Always enjoy that on our production-based cars that still have their blinkers on. Sometimes when you're sawing that wheel, you accidentally hit the wand for the directional signals, and then you don't even realize you've done it because you've got the helmet on, so you can't hear the clicker. Here they come through our view there. These are, I believe these are B-spec cars that are double dipping here this weekend. Double dipping, we call it. It's when a car from one class also signs up to race in a second class. Oftentimes, it's a compromise. The second class is not, the car is not quite as well prepared for that second class. So usually it's a little off pace oftentimes. Sometimes you're able to make some changes to make, wow, look at that. Nice side-by-side action. These guys are having a blast here. It is Ryan Rossiter and Andrew Cicchini. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Andrew Cicchini. They are here. Let me see if I can figure out which one is which. Last time across the line, the first of those two cars was Rossiter, followed by Cicchini. But they've been swapping positions here, kind of left and right. And we will see. Now our turn 9 camera is working at this moment. I was going to go out and fix it, but I don't know that it's going to do any good for this afternoon, but we'll see what happens. We'll see which one is in front when they cross the line this time, but they're side by side again, and now it looks like another potential pass. Now, when we get a full field of these B-spec cars, which we often have on the SCCA Super Tours, we get 10 or 15 of them. It's usually not uncommon for the B-spec cars to be the absolute best race of the weekend. So don't have quite so many of them out here on the West Coast. Would love to see a lot more from everyone I've talked to who's driven a B-spec car. It is an absolute hoot to drive. This time across the line, it was Ryan Rossiter in first. You can see making lots of room for Gamma to come through in that Ligier. Way overpowered for the for the race here, but they're doing a really good job. So the red-white car up in the front, that is Rossiter. Cicchini is the more white-colored car in the back, the second-place car. But as I was saying, yeah, they tend to have an absolute great time here, coming up on 2 minutes, 2.5 to go here in our race. Make another call to grid here. All right, I'm pretty sure. White flag is in the air for Cole Gamma. He's got one more circuit here at the circuit at Buttonwillow. He's got 10 turns to go here to bring this one home. No real issues for him at all today. He had just gotten around that Porsche of Tommaso Sandretto, again with no issues. Sandretto, your second place car in GTX, just put the second place car 2 laps down. Most Culper is in third in GTX as well. That's how they stand at the moment. Let's see here. There he is, sorry. flipping a little cameras here to see if we can't keep an eye on him as he comes through. Now down the hill here into turn 7 for the final time today. Doing it all again tomorrow. We've got racing, same lineup of races tomorrow afternoon. There he comes. One last time into turn 9. And the checkered flag in the air for Cole Gamma. We'll give you a full field rundown as they come across the line. Several cars, several laps down, but we'll get it to you right now. Cole Gamma, your race leader and winner. Also your GTX class winner. Followed by Ben Valentine, the GT2 class winner in second place. Tommaso Sandretto, your GTX class second place car. Joshua Pitt finishes 4th overall, wins S Production, SP, Super Production. GTX third place car is Mose Coper in 5th overall. Then we've got Robert Kelly. And let's see here. Ryan Rossiter, Andrew Chinichi, and Christopher Qualls did not take a lap in this session. We're gonna take a break. We'll come back. Actually, we have a worker break, so it's gonna be about 15 minutes or so. With these temperatures, it's good to let our workers. It is now 87 degrees. Going to let our workers get off their feet and get some cold water and maybe some potassium replacements, some electrolytes, and then we'll come back and got a couple more races here this afternoon. After this one, we've got 3 more races after this one. So stay with us, everybody. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Buttonwillow. We're at the circuit this weekend. Getting ready for race number 4 of the day. 25-minute races today. A little longer tomorrow. 30 tomorrow. Hot, hot, hot here at Buttonwillow today. We are at 87 degrees. We're supposed to get up to 90 this afternoon. That's supposed to happen right around 4 o'clock. Our last race of the day is at 4:15. So our Spec Miatas, hopefully they got cool suits. We're getting ready to get this one underway here. Let's go through our starting lineups. Row number 3. We've got William Snyder and potentially Shane Hawley. Shane Hawley didn't make it out for qualifying. Snyder is in an FX Formula Mazda. Hawley would be in a 2001 Van Diemen Formula Atlantic. Row number 2 is going to be Jim Bryant on the inside with Brock Yake in the outside. Bryant in a 2000 Van Diemen Continental out of Phoenix, Arizona. He knows how to deal with hot, hot, hot. Bra Yake out of Fort Worth, Texas. They are in the FX Formula Mazda. On the front row, we've got Joe Moran. He's with us often here. And they'll be coming into our view here in just a second. Or did I miss them even here? Oh, no, there they are. Except that now that camera's frozen. Having problems with our turn 9 camera today, folks. I apologize for that, but the heat does what the heat does, and we do the best we can with the technology that we have to work with. So we'll get back to here. Our front row is Joe Moran as your pole sitter. He is in a 2019 Penton Norma. He's out of Laguna Hills, California. Then from Aledo, Texas, we've got Paul Riveras. He is in an FX Formula Mazda. Coming down to the line, green flag in the air from our start stand, and our fastest cars for the weekend are here. Actually, I don't know. That GTX Ligier, I bet you, is going to be faster than Joe Moran. But we'll watch to see how this plays out. The prototype here takes a lap or two to get the tires up to temperature, probably a little less today. The air temperature is 87. Let me refresh my screen here. See if it's still 87. Nope, 89. If the air temperature is 89, I got to imagine our track temperature today is well above that. I guess it's probably 105, 110, maybe even 115 range. I don't know if anybody is listening here on the stream. If you have got a infrared, I should bring my infrared temperature gauge to the track here, because I could stick it out my window and see how we're doing here. But yeah, it is toasty warm here. Ew. Joe Moran has pulled away just a little bit here. There he is already with probably a 4-second lead. Again, not the same class. And then we'll see how they are when they cross the line here. I'm going to guess when I pop turn 9 here, it's going to be black. Oh, it is not, but still frozen. Let me see if I can. Do a little jump start of this camera. Can I reset the camera here? Oh, there it goes black. Yeah, not much there. All right, here he comes. There's Joe Moran in and out of our screen here. His lap on the first lap was a 1:48.2. Across the line in second place is Shane Hawley. He did make it out here. Shane Hawley drops a 1:50.7, and he is a Formula Atlantic car. So that's how it should play out. That Formula Atlantic should be right up there. Alan Manukian also in here, but not on my grid sheet. That's a new name for me, Alan Manukian. I hope I've pronounced that right, Alan. You are his lap, a 1:54.4. And then we've got Jim Bryant, your first place car in Formula Continental. Bryake in the FX car. 156. And you got Paul Riveras, William Snyder. That is your top 7, or your 7 at the moment here. And here they come down towards turn 5 again. That is, I'm going to guess that's Shane Hawley. Oh, maybe a little further back. This is our second pack here, it looks like. Holly, Manukian, Bryant, and Yake here. That means I should be seeing right there. That should be your first place. I think that's Joe Moran right there as he comes on through. Nice big lead already. So this time by, we'll check to see. This lap's probably going to be the next good lap here for Moran. He has bumped up his time here to a 1:45.6. Paul Riveras taking over second place in the FX car from Alan Manukian and Shane Hawley. Hawley drops back to 4th place now after 2 laps. Jim Bryant holds station in 5th. So does Yake and Snyder. I wonder what bra is short for. I'm interested in that. Should work on figuring that out. I wonder if there's anybody in our chat with us today. If you're watching from home, it would be great. Oh, I see some people in the chat. Who do we got here? Racer Minimum Attack. Great job. Thank you. Racer 11. Blah, blah, blah. I'm watching. How hot is it? I wish I was there instead of working. Well, if you like the heat, it's awesome. 89 degrees right now. Going up to 91 today, possibly. A Maximum Attack is here. Thank you. From the video, it looks like Mizzardino 2nd, Ballinger 3rd, Schubert 4th. Timing looks off. You know, I'm going to have to check on that. Thank you. That was from the race before. What a chance of getting back to Willow Springs. I've heard conflicting reports. Willow Springs is a tough nut to break right now with the new management there. I'm going to reserve my public comments for that. And Mitch Schwartzberg. Hey, Mitch. Hope all is good with you, my friend. We miss you out here. But I think you're enjoying retirement, so. Let me check one thing here. Stand by. I wonder if I can fix. Let me see. I might be able to fix this. I'm going to give you the running order here. I think my display is showing in qualifying, so in time order versus in order on track. So I have that on a different screen. I will tell you what that is as we go along here. So right now it's Moran, Manukian, Riveras. That's your top 3, followed by Bryant, Yake, Snyder, and Hawley. And I see Hawley has made 3 laps at this point, so he is on the racetrack. That's good to see. So let me see if I can find our pack of Formula cars here with Manukian up front. And it's a pretty good little gaggle of cars here if I can find them. Well, there is Moran, which means coming around the corner here any moment should be our group of Formula FXFC. There they are. Riveras Bryant now jumps into 3rd place. He gets around a Manukian to take over 3rd place overall. So the FX car of Riveras is your first group here. Then you've got Bryant, Manukian, Yake, and Snyder. So this should be Yake coming up next. It's a good bit of a drive back to him. And that might be Snyder. Oh, just lost my sheets. Trying to manage the announcer's fatigue level here with a little fan blowing with us today, helping out. Appreciate that. Here comes that group of cars here. Sorry, I've been trying to manage this timing and scoring thing, and that means I don't always press the buttons like I should. Oops. Here comes that group of cars up here through turn 6. It's a cool uphill 180 degree. It's I guess it's a hairpin, but it's not a tight hairpin. It is more of a sweeping hairpin. You can see it there off in the distance. So, but technically, I guess it's a hairpin. Joe Moran drops down to a 144.645. So that's his fast lap right now. It's coming around at us right now. This should be Paul Riveras. And then you got a nice big gap back to, actually, I think that's Jim Bryant. Yeah, Riveras just comes across the line. That was Riveras. Sometimes it's hard to keep track on, even when there's just a few cars on the racetrack. They get spread out. And so there is Riveras coming through right now. Then you're going to have Manukian next, followed by Bryant and Yake. Racer says, I'm watching. How does it wish I was there instead of working? As I always like to tell people, any day at the racetrack is better than any day at work. Joe Moran doesn't often get a lot of love on our broadcast here because he usually walks away with it because he's got the prototype. And it's always pretty much faster than the other cars. But let me see if I can give him a little live stream love. Here he comes. Nope, that's not him. Hold on. Actually, I think he just crossed the line. He just went a couple tenths faster. A 144.3. Now, the fast lap for that GTX car in the earlier race was a 148. I've got Jim Bryant off the track at turn 7. I can't see it. He's probably right behind our camera, it sounds like. So they're figuring out what to do with him right now. Like I was saying, Moran just popped a 144.3. There is Mr. Moran coming through turn 5. I understand Bryant was a self-inflicted spin there. So, waiting to see if he can get that car started. All right. Hearing that they're going to go out and send a tow truck out to get that car out of the way and out of harm's way. It's at the exit of the turn, so kind of a runoff area if someone else were to have a moment. Not something you want to really get involved with. We're at the halfway mark here. Again, I want to thank our partners, Porterfield Racing Brakes. If you're looking for brakes for your race car or your street car, or if you're looking for a bunch of other stuff to help your car stop, Call Porterfield Brakes. Give them a call. Check them online, porterfield-brakes.com. They are absolutely fantastic. They are experts. I use their brakes on my street cars. I use their brakes on my competition cars. And it is the place I go. And they're great, nice folks, but they're also incredibly knowledgeable. So use their knowledge to help you stop faster, because the faster you stop, the faster you go. So coming up on halfway to go here. We're actually just past halfway. All right, so we have had a bit of a hiccup in our timing and scoring system here. I know it's working up in timing and scoring. It's the delivery to the rest of the world that sometimes, a lot of times you get to some of these racetracks and our internet is not fantastic out in this part of the world. So, but we appreciate all the efforts here of all of our volunteers. If you would like to come out and play with us, there is a lot of opportunities here to do that. And one of them is to come out and go to calclub.com. And there are some folks you can call. There's email addresses if you want to get involved as a flagger, a corner marshal, timing and scoring, grid, technical. If you like to tinker on stuff, we could have you work with our tech inspectors and all of that. Just a ton of folks. And I always miss somebody when I say this grid. May have said that already. Lots of opportunities to help out. Hey, if you want to be a broadcaster, come on out and help me. I'd always love to have a second person here to talk with on race weekends. But check them out. If you don't live in Southern California, there is an SCCA region near you, I promise. Go to SCCA.com, go to the region locator, and they will hook you up. All right, back here live at Buttonwillow. I know we're past halfway. Probably got about 5 minutes left to go in this race. Last check, our leader was, our top three was Moran, Rivaris, and Snyder. And there's a couple of other folks who popped into our race here at the end, late today. who aren't on my sheet. Now that the timing scoring screen's gone, we'll just have to pretend like we know what we're talking about. So, let's see if I can find us some cars to look at. All right, someone's coming out of 4. Out in the distance there at the top of the hill, that is 4. Little tiny hill, not as big as the one coming out of turn 6. That's, I believe that is Rivera's, and then Malukian. Then we've got this. Now it's a little uphill. It's actually not a little. It's a pretty decent uphill here. Then you're going to see a nice big downhill. That's probably the bigger of the downhills here. So that's a nice little elevation change section. And they come down at the, just off my camera, that's a hard left-hander, 90-degree left-hander. Our turn 7 camera is not enjoying Mother Nature today. So it is currently, has it hit 90 yet? Have we hit 90 yet? Have we hit 90 yet? Waiting for the computer to tell me it's thinking, it's thinking, it's thinking. Here's our game for the day. Nope, still 89 degrees. Our high temperature is supposed to be 90. So that is what we're waiting on. But we're getting to the point where at 4 o'clock that's supposed to happen. It's 3:30 now. Attention the paddock. So I'm hearing some hooting and hollering. There's a bunch of folks here from Texas this weekend. Made the trip. They're doing a West Coast swing of racing. So they're here this weekend. I'm wondering if they're going to head up to another race up north in a couple of weeks that I will be at. The SCCA Super Tour is at Portland next weekend. I will be there broadcasting those races as well. So check those out. Those will be on the SCCA official YouTube channel. It'll be me and Tomo. Tomo Gorman will be my partner in crime for the Portland weekend. So if you're at Portland, also stop up and say hi. I'd love to see you. We should be getting our checkered flag any moment now. I have not heard a last lap, though. So let me look at our little thingamajooby here. Yeah, we're definitely coming up here soon. I think these are the 3 cars that the Hooten and Harlowin has been coming from. These guys, there's Joe Moran trying to lap these cars. I think maybe for the second time. He'll get by them both coming down the hill here from 4 as they get into turn 5. Or it's also possible that Joe Moran will be really gentlemanly and let them know he's already gotten through. No issues too much there. He'll grab one more car probably coming out of 6. Yeah, I'll let this happen here. He'll catch this car on the downhill towards turn 7. I am thinking he might be getting the checkered flag this time by. And this time I hit turn 9 camera and it's there. How about them apples? I'm always amazed at how good a results we get with the level of tech that we have access to. But then again, on occasion, it doesn't always love us, and the heat's one of those occasions. So we're doing our thing here. And I don't think there was a checkered flag that time either. All right, there we go. We're getting our word from timing and scoring that our next time by, Joe Moran is going to get the white flag. And here he comes. Ooh, little wiggle there as he gets on the brakes to go into turn 6. So lap and a half to go for the Laguna Hills driver, Joseph Moran. Joe Moran. He is in that Norma prototype. Leaders coming through turn 8 now towards turn 9. He'll have one lap after this one. You can see Lerdo Highway out there in the distance. That's that truck coming through. Not part of our race, folks. I should call that, I think I was going to call that the Lerdo Straight. So, all right, white flag in the air from our starter. One more lap to go here for our final car. Our race leader right now is Joe Moran coming into our view. Our second place car is the number 12 car. I believe that is Malukian. And then our number 5 car, Paul Riveras, is in third. At least that's where they were when they crossed with 1 to go. I don't see any big changes here. So we're going to give Joe Moran a little love on his final lap here. He has absolutely earned it. You'll catch him popping into our frame at the top of our screen there, top right, middle right of our screen. Now it's going to come right down at us. One of the faster portions of the racetrack. Couple more corners to go, and he'll lock this one down. Joe Moran up the hill, making 2 right turns. Now down the hill. He is a left turn and 1, 2, 3 right turns away from another win here at Buttonwillow. You'll see him off in the distance. There's the right-hander that is turn 8. That's the one way out there. He's going to come by our camera. When he comes by our camera, there is a right-hander and a really short shoot into a quick left-hander. And that is the final corner before they come onto the main street. Next car to come into our view is car number 7, Joe Moran. He's going to come around one final time. Checkered flag is in the air, and Joe Moran is your race winner. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, when I come back, I'm hoping to have the results from this race, and I'll be able to run through them. They should all recycle here once we get done with this race. But anyway, thank you all for tuning in. 2 more races to go. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Thanks. Hi, back here live at Buttonwillow. Our second to last race of the day just got underway. Let's go through who was in the starting order on that race. Start working on trying to get my timing pylon working here. I think the heat is rearing its ugly head. Our pole sitter in this race was the TC car, a Honda Civic of Danny Gross. Daniel Snow in his F production Fiat X19 started on the outside of front row. Richard James in his STL Mazda Miata was on the inside of row 2. Tommaso Sandretto in his T3 Porsche Boxster was on the inside of row 4. Dale Shoemaker in his STU Mazda was on the outside of row 3. Inside of row 4. Inside of row 3 with Andrew Chinichi in his B-Spec car. That's what I thought. Chinichi and Rossiter are racing here in B-Spec. So this is the class those cars belong in. So that's cool to see them being able to double tip. Also, Tommaso Sandetto, we saw him earlier. So Matthew Welch in his Spec 944 is here also. Sharif Abou-El-Lenin is here in his ITS BMW 325. Ryan Rossiter is starting 9th in his Mini Cooper as well. And Gary Murph, I don't know if he made it out in his Opel GT. He's here. I saw him this morning. He did not qualify. So we'll see if we can spot that car now. Let's see where our fun few cars are. Here they come. And right up front, that is the Honda TCR, followed right behind by Daniel Snow in the X19. Richard James in third there. The orange car is Tommaso Sandetto. So there they are. And they're coming up the hill. There's the Richard James, Sandetto. And then looks like we've got the two Mini Coopers here, at least one of the Mini Coopers. Yeah, one of the Mini Coopers, one of the Mazda. I think that's Joe. That is famous Dale Shoemaker. There's the other Mazda, or the other MX, or the other B-Spec car. There's also, that is Sharif Abou-El-Lenin in the BMW as well. Oops. So. See if I can work for a second here to that did not. Let me try this. Trying to, it's funny when it's all working, I can press all the buttons and troubleshoot without any problems. Sometimes though, when it's not working, I gotta take life into my own hands. Yeah, not a help there. Now there comes that TCR car. It's the Honda Civic, right, followed by that X19 Fiat. So you got old school and new school. There is a 14-year difference between those two cars. Which is kind of cool. So anyway, so I'm, trying to troubleshoot things. Doesn't always work the way I'd like it to. All right, so that is what we know at the moment. Flying a little blind here. I should have started a clock. Can I do that from here? Tools. Output timer. Is this the tool I need? No, that is not the tool I need. I don't believe I have the right plugin manager. Let's see. Yeah, I don't think I can do it on the fly. And of course, I didn't start a stopwatch. All right, let's see if we can find who we got and where we got them. Here they come. A couple cars coming down off the hill. Let's see if I can pick them out from the crowd. That's the Spec 944, I believe. Matthew Welch. Then you've got one of the B-Spec cars. I believe that's Senichi. We'll follow them out of 4 and into our shot here. That's definitely what that looks like. It's tough to find exactly what's going on here. Let's see. Daniel Snow here, our race leader. Let's go back. The 944 Matthew Welch. He's out of Los Angeles, California. It's an 85 Porsche 911. Then the mini Andrew Senichi. That is the 2011 car. He is also out of Los Angeles. Everyone here fairly local. Either Henderson. That's our famous Dale, who is one of the leaders in our Las Vegas region, and comes and plays with us over here when he doesn't have to be in charge. I think he's also one of our stewards this weekend, so doing double duty as a driver and a volunteer worker as well. So going to come back and do this all again tomorrow. We've got more practice and qualifying in the morning. I think it's just qualifying in the morning. Let me look at the schedule here. And yeah, we've got qualifying sessions in the morning. We actually get one race in before lunch. That'll be our Spec Racer Ford Formula F, Formula V race. That'll be before lunch. Then after our lunch break, we'll pick it up with 5 more races in the afternoon. 4 more races in the afternoon. So it'll be a nice action-packed day of racing here tomorrow. And we'll also have, if you want to come out and join us in October or check out the stream, if nothing else, we'll be back at the Classic Track doing our divisional races October 17th and 18th, also here on the Racing Network. Interested in getting involved? Go to calclub.com. All the information you need to be one of our volunteers is here. All of the information you need if you want to get involved actually racing. Tons of opportunities out here and throughout the SCCA, whether it's here in Southern California, other courses here on the West Coast. There are racetracks dotted all across the United States, and we race at most of them. Great venues like Daytona and Sebring. Tons of fun stuff. VIR, Road America, Buttonwillow, Portland. So all of those racetracks opened up to SCCA members if you want to get involved. Go to calclub.com if you're in Southern California, SCCA.com if you're elsewhere, and you'll find a region near you, and they'll help you get started. timing and scoring is back up here. Now, let's see if I can refresh it over here. It's a good sign, folks. Let us... Let's try it again. Pylon. It's not our race. There we go. Now we're back in business. Danny Gross is our race leader at the moment, followed by Daniel Snow in the F production car. Richard James in his STL car is in second. Tommaso Sandretto in third. Famous Dale Shoemaker in fifth. There is Richard James. Right behind him is Thomas Sandretto. And we are right at the halfway point, so there we have it. Gonna have to go check out that Porsche. I'm a big Porsche fan. If I ever hit the lotto, it's gonna be a Porsche and a Corvette in my future. Those are my two faves. So, fun stuff on the side. I will share with folks at some point here. There's a deep tease for you. How about that? My name is Brian Polanski. I am the announcer out here at Buttonwillow. If you want to be part of our Buttonwillow's live stream team, if you want to be behind the microphone, help us out on the technical side, would love to have you come and join us. It's a volunteer gig, but we love the cars. We love the people. That's why we do it. Get a hold of me, raceannouncerbrian@gmail.com. Also, check out the Racing Network. Lots of other stuff here on the Racing Network besides the races. We've got podcasts inside the SCCA. A mostly weekly podcast now about all things having to do with the information. Getting everybody what they need. Oh, it sounds like we're having some problems. Daniel Snow, he is slowing. You can see him right out there in the distance. Not sure what there is the problem, but it appears to be maybe mechanical. He was slowing through turn 8. Will he make it back to the pits? Not far back to the pits now. Just past our camera here is the right-hander and then a quick left onto pit lane. So if he can limp the car to pit lane, that would be awesome. We'll see what happens here. Daniel Snow, that is that Fiat X19. Just trying to get it to pit lane. And he's going to pull off right there. All right, there we go. Anyway, inside the SCCA talks about all things SCCA, driving, tech tips. There's also talk about all the different volunteer specialties. Great stories. That's basically what we do. We sit and talk stories and tell stories for an hour. So join us there. Also inside the Sim Paddock, same basic podcast, talking about sim racing, all things sim racing. So check those out. All of that is on the Racing Network. Nine minutes to go here at Buttonwillow. Gross, James, Tommaso Sandretto. That's your top three, followed by Shoemaker, Welch, Elanine. Chinichi, Rossiter, Daniel Snow. He's parked out at turn 9. Gary Murph doesn't look like he's taking the green flag today. So that's how they stand right now. Again, we do all this racing again tomorrow. First race tomorrow is, what time? Let me go back to the schedule here. First race tomorrow is at 11 o'clock Pacific time. Let's check our chat, see how our associate producers are. Where did they go? Here we go. Here we go. Bill Hanlon watching at home in Borrego Springs. 97 degrees. Linda is flagging at turn 2. Hi, Linda. Says there's a breeze that is helping the corner workers. Our corner workers are absolute rock stars. Thank you, Bill. And love the fact that Linda is here helping us out. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thanks to all of our workers, especially the ones who are out in the heat today. All of our workers are awesome, but the ones that do it in the elements are a special breed of human beings. So. Oh. All right, coming up on 7 minutes to go. We're actually at 7 minutes to go here. That orangish Porsche, Tommaso Sandretto. Oops, wrong button. There we go. Coming down here, Sandretto, based out of Los Angeles in the Porsche Boxster. I like how it says Boxer, Porsche Boxer. I love typos. I love typos. All right, looks like they're going to go try to get Daniel Snow's car. A little safer location. They're not in love with the location of where that car is right now, so. That is Chinichi and Rossiter going through turn 2. Ahead of them is the TCR car just came through on them. So that guy has Danny Gross, that guy. Danny Gross having a great race today. Starting to get through the back of the field. There's the two minis that they've gone just a lap down, Rossiter and Chinichi. Up the hill now. The B-Spec cars. These are two minis here this weekend, but we also have several other types of cars that fit in that B-Spec Mazda 2 and the Honda Fit. What else is there? There's the Toyota Yaris. There's a couple of other ones. The Chevy Sonic. So lots of options if you like those smaller cars and you don't necessarily want to race a mini. That's the option there. And let's see here. I'm hearing the tow truck is still all that's happening with the tow truck out of our view there. So. A little like 4.5 minutes to go. So let's see. There is your race leader in the Honda Civic. That is Danny Gross. Next time by, he should get the white flag if my calculations are right. It might be 2 laps to go. Now I'm trying to do math in my head. I'm sorry, everybody. It's pretty crazy how fast this 89 Civic is. It is just really doing great. Gross, James, Sandretto, Shoemaker, Welch, Elanine, Rossiter, Chinichi, and Snow. That's your, well, Snow's not running, so Chinichi. That's your running order. Snow is off at turn 9 with some sort of a mechanical issue. So, let's see. I think it might be 2 laps. It's going to be 3 minutes to go here. Yeah. It'll be 1 more lap after this one, I am pretty certain. And then we got 1 more race today before we go after it again tomorrow. Let's see if we hit that 90 mark yet. We're supposed to hit it around 4 o'clock. Guess what? It is 4:08 and the temperature, 90 degrees at Buttonwillow. Forecasters got it right today, although it says high at 91, so maybe it'll creep up another lap here. Now I'm waiting for the official words that the next time will be the last time by. All right, they've been able to scoop up the Daniel Snow car. He's been able to make it up and back, which is nice. Appreciate all that. Still waiting for the official word on last lap next time by. Let's see if it's been put in the log yet. Also got a little bit of sunlight peeking through the window right in my eyes. Here we've got 2 small windows on the broadcast booth here, and at this time of day, I get sun through 1 of them. All right, there is the official word from timing and scoring. Next time by, we were going to get 1 to go here. You will see Danny Gross here come out at turn 8. A couple more right-left combination to get onto the main straight. The white flag will be in the air. There he is out of turn 10 onto the main straight. White flag is in the air for Danny Gross. Danny Gross out of Costa Mesa, California. Shaftworks is his sponsor. Richard James in second place, the former editor of Sports Car Magazine. Back when Sports Car was printed. Really nice guy as well. Very talented journalist. So, Richard James, fun story. He actually, I believe, if my memory serves me right, he is the first person to publish one of my articles and some of my pictures in a magazine. It's like a big, proud moment in my life. So, fun to check in with him. So, one of my early opportunities to do some motorsports journalism. Now, I've been a regular old news journalist since 1989, but he was my first one to give me a chance doing motorsports journalism. So, big thank you to Richard. I don't know if he remembers that, but does a really great job with us, so appreciate that. There's the 2 minis, Rossiter and Chinichi. And I'm told that our leader is, oh, there he is, going into turn 7 now. We'll hopefully catch him. Turn 9 camera will work for another 30 seconds so we can get him through turn 9 for the last time today. He'll come back and do it again tomorrow, hopefully. There he is. There's your race leader one final time, Danny Gross. He is, I believe, the second car in line. The car in front of him is a car that's about to go a lap down, it looks like. We'll see who crossed the line first. Honestly, it doesn't matter, folks. Danny Gross going to come out of turn 10, make his way to the start-finish line. Checkered flag is in the air. And your race winner in TC, Danny Gross. Second place is going to go to Richard James. Third place, and he'll be your STL race winner. Thomas Sandretto will be the third place finisher, and he will also be your T3 class winner, followed by Dale Schumacher, who will be your STU class winner. In fourth place, Matthew Welch in fifth, followed by Sharif Abu Elanin. Ryan Rossiter will win B-Spec. Andrew Chinichi, second place in B-Spec, will finish eighth. Daniel Snow, who I think just got enough laps to be considered a finisher, he came in ninth. We'll take a break. When we come back, we will have our final race of the day before we come back and do it again tomorrow. You're watching the Cal Club races here from Buttonwillow, brought to you by Porterfield Racing Brakes. Check them out at porterfield-brakes.com. All right, we're back here live at Buttonwillow for our final race of the day. It's Spec Miata, folks. And let's get to our starting lineup here. Starting in the 7th row will be William Sturgeon, and all these are Spec Miatas of some sort. In 6th row will be Alan Lukart III and Bill Nelson, followed by Gabe Estrada Jr. and Marcus Creek on row 5. Row 4 is Chris Yonk and Nicholas Stewart, followed by Clement Lee and Jake Johnson in row number 3. Evan Donnell and Hendrick Webster is going to be in the 2nd row. Then your front row, Tyler Vance on the outside, your pole sitter from Huntington Beach, California, William Rasmussen. That's how they're going to line up here as they come down to the line for the first time. And we should see the pace car coming out of turn number 8 here. Hopefully this will be the last time we see the pace car for the weekend. Spec Miata is often the best race of the weekend. Spec Miata is usually really great. Spec Racer Fords. So, decent sized field of 14 cars to take the green flag if all showed up. Look at them lined up perfectly, 2 by 2. If you're going to show some pictures at the driver's school, that is the pictures you want to show right there. Pace cars on pit lane. We'll see our leader bring the field down and around turn 10 onto the front straight. And if the rows stay like they look now, the starter will throw a green flag here because that was about as perfect as you're going to get. And there you go. Green flag is in the air. Here they come right past our booth. You might be able to hear them in the background. And we are racing here at Buttonwillow. All our cars, 14 of them, coming down into turn 1, 3, and 4 wide. You can see a little dust being kicked up on the dirty side of the racetrack on the inside there as they come around here. Out of turn 1 and through turn 2. Looks like everybody's gotten through fairly nice and clean. One car puts a wheel off. Still 2 by 2, about 6 rows back. Or about 3 rows back, I should say. There they go up the hill towards turn 2. Behind our scoring pylon. Now, this might be the one shot I take the pylon down. Maybe I should. Let's turn that one away so you can see. And here they come down the hill from 5. Speeding their way down from 4 towards turn 5. Now back some more side-by-side action up front, it looks like. And there's a pusher as well. Looks like we've got a couple of cars that have gone off at the exit of turn 5. Not sure which ones they are yet. Side-by-side through 6 for our leaders. Looks like that car's going to try to get back on the racetrack here. If it didn't hit anything hard, doesn't look like it, but it's not moving too quickly just yet. We'll keep an eye on that. Here they come. These are your leaders here down through turn 7. 3 cars up front. A little gap back to the 3rd, 4th, and 5th cars. Take a quick peek back here at 5, and that car has not continued, but it looks like it might be trying. Let's see if our cars here coming through us. Here they come through turn 8. Now towards us and our camera on the inside of turn 9, just before the flag station, just before the right-hander. Here's a quick right-left combination. And then back onto our main straight, and we will see who survived the first lap to be called our leaders here as they come across the line now for the first time. It is William Rasmussen up front, Tyler Vance in 2nd, Evan Donnell is in 3rd. Then we've got Hendrick Webster, Jake Johnson, Chris Yonk, Evan Jacobs, Gabe Estrada Jr. Rasmussen, the white car on the outside, Vance, the darker car on the inside, Vance, the darker car on the inside as they come up the hill now. Very, very racy as they come down. 4 cars now racing for the top 4 positions here as they come out of turn 3, up the hill towards turn 4. You'll see turn 4 way off in the distance there. There they are, turn 4 now. Down the straightaway. The white car up front is Rasmussen. Vance sticks his nose out to try to go side by side. Outside into 5. Now they're going into the section where a car went off a little earlier. That car's still off there. I don't know if we've got a yellow flag up, but they are now side by side. Oh, a little contact there. That is Evan Donald pushing his way through side by side contact with Rasmussen. Now they're going to come down the hill towards turn number 7 here. Rasmussen pushed through, but also Vance took advantage of that. So now Vance on the point. Donald is in second, and then it looks like Webster's moved into third, and Rasmussen's dropped all the way back to 4th place here. Oh, and unfortunately, turn 9 camera locked up again here. Tough timing for that. We'll catch them when they get back onto the main straight. Here comes your cars now onto the front straight. Who will be in the lead? It is Vance, Tyler Vance, then Evan Donald. Will Rasmussen drops down to 4th. Hendrick Webster in 5th. Evan Jacobs up to 5th. And then we've got Chris Yonk in 6th. That's how that all shook out there. Yeah, going into turn 6, it was Donald who went and got a little side-by-side contact with Rasmussen, and then Rasmussen dropped back several tour positions. The big winner there was Tyler Vance, who was able to pop into the lead. See most of the field here come through. Now we'll see if there's any draft action here as they come down. Yep, there it is. It looks like it is Donald trying to put his nose on the inside. Rasmussen might not be so inclined to push him through because that was a side-to-side contact that sent him back a couple. So I'm not quite sure how much Rasmussen is going to want to work with Donald here. And while all of that was going on, the big winner in that situation, Tyler Vance, who has now taken over the lead. All right, turn 9 cameras pop back into view for us. Lots of action early on in this race. Rasmussen right up behind Donald. Back onto the main straight. Vance still on the point now, opening up a little bit bigger of a lead. That lead now for Vance is up to 0.5 seconds. So a half a second lead while Donald and Rasmussen are fighting for second place. 2 spots back is now Evan Jacobs, moved all the way up to 4th. He started from last place on the field, and he has moved up to 4th place, so he is absolutely flying at this moment. Question is, can he get a little bit of help to catch those top 3 cars? It's tough to do. But not a whole lot more experience in this field than Evan Jacobs. Just a little over 7 minutes into our 25-minute race here, our final race of the day. We'll come back tomorrow, do it again. Rasmussen all over the back of Donald, wanting to find a place to get the spot back that he probably feels like was taken from him. Oh, locked up again. We'll go back and watch some more cars coming down this way. Give our leaders a chance to get to the front straight. There are your leaders now back on the main straight. Vance, let's see how big of a lead he's now opened up. It is now 6.3 seconds. So Vance slowly driving away here, picking up about a tenth of a second every lap. Donald and Rasmussen really need to work together if they want to do two things. If they want to catch Vance, and two, if they want to keep Evan Jacobs behind them. If Evan Jacobs gets to the rear bumper of those two cars, I have a feeling he'll be able to give a really good shot at going around him. I will say now it doesn't look like Jacobs is making those great gap moves like he was earlier. Now he's caught the faster cars. Lock, step, lap after lap. Vance, Donald, Rasmussen. 4 through 10. Jacobs, Webster, Johnson, Yonk, Liu, Estrada, and Cheek. That's how they stand right now. Coming up on the 10-minute mark. 15 to go in this race. Oops. Yep. Want to remind everybody, the stream will be back tomorrow. A little cooler temperatures in the forecast. Only supposed to get up to about 80 tomorrow. And now the gap to second place, 0.79 seconds. So another tenth and a half faster for Vance. Oh, well, one car put a wheel off. Doesn't look like more than anything at that. That's one thing here. It's not hard to tell when a car puts a wheel off. Always some dust that comes and pops up when that happens. Haven't had a lot of rain here, so it is dusty out there. Rest of the field kind of spreading out here. Gives me an opportunity to thank our partner here, Porterfield Racing Brakes. Porterfield Brakes, if you're looking for stuff to help you stop both on the street and on the track, Porterfield Racing Brakes is the place to go. Go to porterfield-brakes.com. They'll help you out. And now look at this. It is Donald who has kind of started to pull away a little bit from Rasmussen. That's a good sign, honestly, for Vance. If they're pulling away like that, they're not working together. That's going to make it really hard for Donald to catch him. Chris Yonk went off the track briefly at turn 7 and was able to continue and get back going again. Our leader now opens up. Well, his lead now stabilized at 0.7 seconds. It is Vance, Donald, Rasmussen. Now that everybody is spread out by a couple of car lengths, it will be hard for anybody to truly catch up or pull away. Gabe Estrada Jr. also had an off and on. We're at the halfway point here of our final race of the afternoon. And with the temperatures, I don't think anybody's really upset that this is the last race of the afternoon. And still not up above 90 degrees. I think you're going to see now, while we're past the halfway point, those three cars just far enough where the draft isn't as strong as it is when they're up closer. So it's going to be hard for any of those cars to make a big move here. This time by the gap for Vance actually comes together a little bit. Donald's making a little bit of an inroads now. He's taking a 10th out of Vance's lead. Maybe he smells a little opportunity here. Rasmussen now falling back a little bit more. With the heat, if Vance didn't take care of his tires early on, and Donald did, with about, what do we got here? We got about 9 minutes left to go. There is a good chance now that maybe Donald can pull himself back up to the rear of Tyler Vance and then maybe find a way to get around. You know, there is that old axiom of racing, it's easier to catch the leader than it is to pass the leader. But I will say that with the draft now, it looks like Donald is going to catch the leader here. Nine minutes to go. 9 minutes should be right around 5 laps, I'm guessing. If you like what you've watched today, please like and subscribe. Like today's broadcast. Like today's live stream. Subscribe to the Racing Network. That always is big and helpful. This time by the gap 5.5 seconds, or 0.55 seconds. So definitely striking distance. And now it looks like Rasmussen's catching up a little bit as well. This one's not over, folks. Now it looks like Vance opens up a little bit more of a lead. A little seesaw, back and forth action here. There's definitely some spots where Vance is stronger than Donald, and there are other spots where Donald is stronger than Vance. And Rasmussen Doesn't seem to be able to take advantage of any of that at the moment. Evan Jacobs also not able to make any gap now on these three cars. He probably drove his tires pretty hard to go from last to fourth. So it looks as though there's a good chance that his day is locked into a fourth place finish. I don't think Hendrick Webster is going to catch Jacobs. But what a fantastic run to come up through the field, at least to fourth place here. All right, this time across line, Vance opens the gap back up to 6/10 of a second, almost 7/10 of a second. He's definitely feeling the pressure here, but handling it perfectly well so far. 6 minutes to go here in our final race of the afternoon. Big thank you to our associate producers in the chat. Those that showed up today, we had Maximum Attack, Racer 11, 12, 59. If that is your birth date, nice to see you with us. Someone who's actually a little older than me in the chat, Maximum Attack, out here with us. And Mitch Schwartzberg was here earlier, and Bill Hanley. So big thank you and hello to all of those folks. Bring it on back tomorrow for some more fun. 5 minutes coming up here. I know Rasmussen must really be itching to get around, to get around Donald after that pass on lap 2 or 3. But he's just not able to get close enough. He's going to have to be a lot. You can't even full send it from that far back. Doing my calculations. I am pretty certain that after they've crossed the start-finish line this time, there'll be 2 to go. So they should get the white flag, not this time, but next time by, waiting for official word from our timing and scoring crew. Some of the best out there, our timing and scoring folks, love them. They're the ones who help me give me the data, so I've got stuff to talk about. That time by a little tighter. Evan Donald under half a second, but Rasmussen also coming back into view here. Trying to make his car look really big in Donald's mirrors. I always say it's the last lap. You gotta wait until the last lap. You want to be in second place going on to the last lap. But you gotta be closer also. Right now, Donald's not close enough to make a move. All right, here they come. Still waiting on word. Well, they might get 2 more laps in, but I think we're going to get... Ooh, it's going to be really close. Really close here, as far as whether it's 2 laps or 1 lap. And none of these drivers, Vance, Donald, Rasmussen, are close enough to make a move at the moment. Yep, keeping an eye on the clock. Got another issue somewhere around the turn 5 area. All right, hearing next time by, 1 lap to go. All right, here come your leaders. 2 more, well, lap and a half to go here. A little more than a lap and a half to go here. Up front, we've got Vance, Donald, and Rasmussen, and now those 3 cars, as close as they have been together over the last 20 minutes of this race. It will be interesting to see if Donald or Rasmussen have any tires left to go after Vance, and does Vance have any tires left to be able to defend? There he goes, trying to go, thinking about going to the inside is Donald. Then he tucks back in. No doing there. I wouldn't make the move on this second to last lap. I would absolutely wait until the final lap of this race if you're in second place. Now, if you're in third place, you might need to go now, and that is what William Rasmussen is considering as they come through turn number 6 and down the hill 2 wide in for second place. And if Rasmussen and Donald are fighting for second, that is the biggest gift you can give to Tyler Vance up front as he tries to keep those cars in front or behind him. That little battle between Donald and Rasmussen might be enough for Vance to hold on for the win here. We'll wait to see where they're at when they come out of turn 10 onto the front straight. Here they come, and I believe that is a fairly decent lead. Or is that a slower car? Nope, here they come. This time by. This is not the leader here. This is a slower car. The next car coming up is going to be our leader, Tyler Vance. And look at the gap. It is now more than a second, side by side for second place. It is Rasmussen and O'Donnell fighting hard here. Rasmussen's in the white car. O'Donnell is in the blue car. Did they just touch side by side? Don't know. Rasmussen on the better position going into 3, going into 2, side by side. Will he be able to take advantage of that? And then will there be the crossover? Tyler Vance is able to drive away from this battle. Now it's Rasmussen on the inside going into 3. He takes second place as Donald cycles back into third right now. Coming down the hill from turn 4. That long straightaway down to turn number 5. Vance driving away right now. The battle is for second place. Rasmussen's the white car. It is Donald in the blue car, side by side, going into 5. They've got some slower cars in front of them. Hopefully they'll get out of the way or won't be part of this. Still side by side through 5 as they get to 6. Now it is Donald with the most advantageous spot going through 6 as he heads down the hill now towards turn 7 for the final time. Vance is going to take the win. The battle now is for second place. There is a slower car here that hopefully will stay out of the way. Oh, what a tough time to hit a back marker as they come through 7. And my turn 9 camera has flown the coop for the day, folks. We're going to find out how it all comes when they get to the main straight. About 30 seconds left to go in this race. Next car in our view should be your race winner, Tyler Vance. Next car to the start stand is the black car of Tyler Vance. Tyler Vance out of Gilbert, Arizona, comes to Southern California to win a race at Buttonwillow. Who will come in second? Will it be Rasmussen? Will it be Donald? At the line, William Rasmussen ends up second. Evan Donald will finish third. Evan Jacobs starts last, finishes 4th. Hendrick Webster in 5th. Jake Johnson in 6th. Chris Yonk in 7th, followed by Leo Liu. Marcus Creek, Gabe Estrada will finish 10th, followed by Bill Nelson, Alan Lucart III, and Clement Lee. That's your 13 finishers here at Buttonwillow. All right, big reminder, we are back here live tomorrow at, let's pull up the screen here and show you that. Where are we going here? Tomorrow. Let's see. Racing starts? Yep. Nope. I know I've got a button here for this somewhere. Maybe I don't. Didn't load it in. Anyway, tomorrow we've got racing here. Starts at 12. No, it starts at 11. 11:05 our first race before lunch, and then after lunch, 5 more races. That's going to do it here from Buttonwillow. I'm Brian Belansky. You're watching the Cal Club races brought to you by Porterfield Racing Brakes. Check them out, porterfield-brakes.com. See you tomorrow. Stay safe and go play with cars.